It's the lab.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What's
Tell
up
me,
with you, man?
tell me you're streaming, man, because I went live right before
What's
we.
what's, what's wrong? You
What's that?
don't, man. You sound like you got problems already, brother.
Man,
What's
I'm
what's what's
I'm
happening?
already starting off with the problems on this happy Wednesday. I know you ready to celebrate all the good things, and here I am trying to go live on your account, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh Lord, what have I done? What have I
Oh my. Yeah.
done?
Because you can't have too many strikes. You didn't had a couple already.
I know, man. Look. By the
We.
time my time is up, it's gonna be like I figured it out.
All right.
Oh
Let
man.
me see what's jumping
Nah,
off. Let me because
let me see if you let me see. It says you're live and you're not live over here. Oh my God, I got three people waiting in your room. But are you live
oh
over there?
my. You know what you
I
did? I think what you did, brother, was your link is off.
yeah. So what? Do you think I
So.
should leave it there, or should I try and work behind the scenes, or what? What do you want me
I'm
to do?
seeing
Because
folks
I
start. I'm
figured
seeing
I
folks starting to jump off into this new stream that's actually going right now. So that's a challenge. I'm just gonna say a challenge and an
I know you
opportunity
got people over there
that
waiting on
you
you
got.
too, man. It said your URL will not let me go live with you, brother. And I'm sitting there like, what did I do wrong over here now? I'm like, I don't know, man. Lord help me with this live streaming. I mean, you forced me. You said back in October we gonna be doing this. You gonna be on your Ecamm, and I'm gonna be over here on
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
And you was right. We doing it, but I mean, it comes with the bumps and the bruises. Good Lord.
Yeah, yeah, you got a lot of bruises right now, but that's all right
Oh
though. There's still
man.
love for you. We here together. We doing what we do.
Oh yeah, you gonna kill
Uh,
me. You gonna give me that work, brother. I already know you are.
oh,
You're gonna be like, yeah, tall boy. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick over here, bro. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
we gonna switch next month for sure. But that's all right. Let's keep it moving. Anybody in the comments since you producing and you've got the God view. Anybody out there that's chiming in. I know we got some colleagues that are streaming right now as well. So there's a lot of good content that's happening on the interwebs. But if
Yeah, I
folks
got
are
it.
if folks are out there, can you put the comments up there?
You don't see it?
Oh, there we go. Oh
You
my
you you
goodness, what is
you,
that?
you,
Okay, there we go.
you don't see it? I mean, I'm
I
trying.
see, I
Keegan
see
is
it. I
like,
see
hey
it.
everyone. Um, let's see. Let me see. I don't know what this one is. Keegan says, I have anxiety. Couldn't answer like would want that day all that time. Okay, I don't know. And let's see. What's this next one? She says, how was the interview? You those claim that know me haven't thought about them. I have no idea what she's talking about, but we'll figure it out shortly. So Keegan,
That's a
thank you
different
so much.
show.
Keegan,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you so
that's a
much for
whole
being
nother
here.
show right there, right, brother?
No, it's the lab, so I don't know what it is. But Keegan, I appreciate you jumping in. I was able to get the comments this week, but it's the second, third week that we was able to figure it out. So I mean,
but think about it. It's all love. It's all progression. It's all moving through the process and
yeah.
understanding because we're trying to do a lot of things at one time and we
Mm-hmm.
really are. We're trying to break some new ground. We've got all kind of new technology. You were just hooking up some new tech like 10 minutes ago. I
Yeah,
just
did you work?
updated my Mac to I'm running a developer's copy of the operating system on my Mac, which I just updated about 20 minutes ago. So again, we're cutting edge with a lot of things that we're doing. So I expect us to have some problems. That way, other folks won't have the same issues, and we can talk about it. So that's what's real about us. So
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
the bumps and the bruises nobody wants to go through, as we say, and I think that's
Yeah,
the hard part because it's like you have to go through those bumps and bruises, unfortunately, shall we say, to make this all work.
yeah.
And yeah, so you got four people watching. I think they jumped. You got two waiting over there at your other one. Did mine even go live,
Tell you what,
bro?
hey Robert, I see you in my channel there. Can you send the new link to folks that are still waiting in the old room so they can
So
come over here
who?
and join you and hit the spot over in my room?
Uh, but I can't bring the comments over there under yours. So here's the funny
That's all
thing
right.
about
That's all
here's the
right.
funny thing about it is the comments are coming in, but then when I switch the account, oh my God, you've got to be
Oh my
kidding me.
God.
So even on my page, if I think I may have messed up myself because it's
Oh
like
Lord.
even Keegan's in the right room, but is Tall Boy in the right room? Like this is so crazy. I'm trying to figure it out, brother. I just so it looks like I'm not even set up to. You got to be kidding. Yeah, it's
God.
two people waiting in the room, and it's not for whatever reason. It's not connecting. Now I did everything I was supposed to do on my end, so
Mm,
Lord
mm.
help me. I don't even see. It doesn't even say I'm live on my page, but I'm live, right? We live, right? Are we just live only on your page, or are we only live on my page?
I'm gonna start with the sound effects right now.
No, man, you're killing me. I hate it when this guy does
Let's get into the tech, baby. We live somewhere. Look,
this. We're live
I tell
somewhere,
you
and
what, I can pull the feed down, I can pull the audio, and I can pull the video down and do some MacGyver stuff afterwards. But
man, all right. So I'm gonna get
Tammy gonna get you. Tammy gonna
yeah,
get you.
because
She
they're
gonna
out
she
there
gonna tell
waiting
you.
for me, and they don't see it, and it's like okay, the comments are here. I just don't see myself. But
I see folks over there say, "I feel for you, but this is hilarious." We got all kind of jokes in the comment section. Uh, it's all right. It's all right.
it's really not funny, but it's all good, man.
It's all
I,
right, man. Get
I,
yourself
I'm
together, man. Get yourself together. It's all right. Come on. Where you want to
Lord,
start?
where do I want to start?
Ah, I'm laughing at the comments. Touche on that one, guys. I'm not.
All right. While we're talking about this, I'll see what I can do to make my stuff work. I don't know
Yeah,
what it
don't
is.
break nothing because you know you dangerous when it comes to pushing a whole lot of buttons. I'll go ahead. I'll cover for you. Everybody is getting into audio and social. I've been talking. You guys have heard me talk about Clubhouse ever since it came out. I'm trying to get Tallboy hooked up, even though he's on Android. I offered to even buy him a Mac to get him onto the platform. Facebook is now talking about launching their own audio social platform and offering. Reddit came out the other day and said they were doing the same thing. Look, when they start seeing that the valuations of $4 billion for Clubhouse, now all of the big players are talking about, oh, this makes sense, and we want to get into it as well. We will see what this ends up turning out to be. I'm interested in this whole phenomenon, and I prefer Clubhouse. I have problems with Facebook because I have problems with Facebook, and I do not trust that organization having so much more of my data. And now they're talking about having, my voice, audio recordings, and then being able to literally pull all the information from folks that I'm collaborating with within these audio channels as well. I really I'm a proponent of the technology. I'm a proponent of the idea. I'm just nervous myself personally about what Facebook is trying to do. And long story short, for folks who know about Clubhouse, that's exactly, you got some background going there, brother. That's distracted. Uh,
Go ahead.
Facebook is launching a very similar to Clubhouse platform. Your thoughts about this? Would you? I know I tried to get you into Clubhouse, even though you're on an Android. I know you're on Facebook, and I know a lot of the folks that you engage with on the business side use Facebook a lot to push out their messages and talk to their colleagues and to their audiences. Would you be interested in signing up for something like this?
Well,
Given what I said about Facebook.
I Facebook has too much control over all of our lives, but unfortunately, where we're at, just like with YouTube, how do I word it? It's just it's comfortability, shall we say? And it's like, yes, we're trying to push everyone to YouTube, and we're having problems right now, but we're trying to push them there. Clubhouse was the phenomenon back in November. And with that being said, that are iOS users, they're using it. Now, like you said, with Facebook jumping in this game, shall we say, I think it would be more comfortable if, if Facebook did it and they had rooms because everybody is there, they already know how Facebook works. Do I feel comfortable giving them my stuff? Facebook pretty much owns a big chunk of my life. So, I mean, I guess it's how much is too much, shall we say? I don't
That's
know.
a valid statement, right? And I can't doubt you for saying that. Facebook owns a good portion of my life, and I know. I mean, even extended family, right? That's especially during this pandemic. That's been a very comfortable way for a lot of folks to re-engage with folks who they probably haven't seen in a while. And again, a good way for families to stay in touch is via Facebook. But you get what you pay for, and you don't pay for anything. And the way that Facebook makes money is off of your user information, very similar to Google, right? But Facebook is just so intrusive in terms of advertising, in terms of pushing. I think their messaging to the end users, and then sharing a lot of that stuff to your friends, your family, your associates, and it's a little difficult to opt out of a lot of that stuff. Yeah, you have the ability to. Yeah, you can go through settings, preferences, security, and all of that to actually opt out of some of that stuff, but they don't make it very seamless to actually allow users on the platform to limit the amount of stuff that's shared. That's my concern, right? Again, now that they're coming out with these sound bites, as they're calling it, this whole new platform of just audio communication. Again, I'm a huge proponent and a fan of that type of dialogue because I think that is that never gets old. It's like read the newspaper; it'll never get old, right? No one reads it anymore, unfortunately. But again, I think this is going to be a huge benefit to the platform. I just see a lot more scams, a lot more phishing, a lot more unwanted advertising coming to users as they start getting more and more entrenched in the Facebook platform.
Yeah, I think like
you can't get away from it. But again, you can't get away from it because again, damn near half the planet is on the platform, right? I mean, but you can't get away from it. So,
yeah, I just once again, I know that everyone is saying podcasts are really the thing. I know that you pull our audio down and you put it on its respective platforms. I know people are sitting there trying to say, how do we make this work? How do we make this work for audio for Facebook? And I think because Facebook is so big, I think that they're not going to have a problem with it, if that makes sense. I think it'll take a small learning curve, but by the end of the year, I think everyone will be saying, hey, let me just, instead of me posting videos, especially when they're driving, before it was video, and then it was like, okay, we'll watch the video. How do we make the video under 2 minutes? Because people have a short attention span. Now people can be in their cars and be logged into Facebook and watch the video. No different from Clubhouse, no different from Spotify, no different from any of the other platforms that you're talking about, or that you listen to as far as your podcast. I was watching a video or an interview with Gary Vaynerchuk, and they were saying how is audio being used in your life with a lot of CEOs. And with those CEOs, they were basically saying, I listen to podcasts. So if someone has a tech show on Facebook, if they have an entertainment show, and okay, yes, we want video, but if Facebook is saying, hey, I have audio and you're in your car, you can't watch the video while you're in your car.
Right.
You can listen to the audio and you can still engage and tune in. And, I don't know how deep or in depth it will be, but I don't know.
Yeah, the business justification makes sense, right? And I'm a huge fan of it. And you talk about podcasts. Look, Spotify's blowing up. Facebook's starting to get into it as well. Apple announced, we'll talk about it a little bit later as well, but Apple is getting ready to relaunch their podcast platform and allow for monetization for creators. I got put onto iHeartRadio yesterday, so that was the big one. I'm on all of the other ones, but when I got put on iHeartRadio yesterday, actually I had to have a drink because that was a good little celebratory moment. But
you felt accomplished.
I did. I sat up straight there when I got that email. But again, that's really the way a lot of folks are consuming content and consuming information. Because again, just like you were saying, you don't always have time to watch a video, but you can put your headphones on as you're going to sleep, listen to an audiobook or something, and enjoy something that way.
Right. I hope I didn't. Why are we freezing? We should not be freezing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but he has a valid point when it comes to the audio. Well, here he is. Welcome back, James. I don't know why.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I don't know why you froze. I don't know why. I mean, we did everything right. We did all the testing to make sure that we're not freezing, and we're still freezing right now.
Okay. Well, we're good. We're good. I'm off my soapbox about Facebook and the audio thing. We can go on to the next one if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see where we at. I don't know. Do you really want to talk Apple now, or do you want to wait?
No, I need to relax first. I mean, because that's going to be a whole rant. I should be standing up as I talk about that because it's hit and miss, bittersweet. We'll save that for in the middle of the show. I'm just enjoying some of these comments that are coming through on my feed.
I'm not happy with it, but go ahead.
Because brother, you get in the business. You get the business.
I probably deserve it, to be honest with you, because I'm so frustrated because I spent a lot of time trying to build this out for not only your page and my page, but for this not to be connecting on VMix Social and for the streams to not be connecting. It's just borderline disrespectful, to be honest with you. I'm at a point to where I'm like, I really don't want to do this show right now because I'm looking at a screen right now that says waiting for I Am Tall Boy to connect, and I'm not connected. So I'm gonna be a good sport about the whole situation because we are recording. So that's a good thing. I can come back and upload the stream. So I can't bring in the comments. Every time we try to do something new, I get a challenge. So yeah.
That's the devil right there. Well, that's the devil. Don't let him win. Don't let the devil win, brother.
I'm not really a big Xbox person, but right here, Microsoft's xCloud beta arrives on iOS and PC actually yesterday. Basically, what it will allow you to do, the service will arrive on devices via browsers, allowing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers to play Xbox games on iPhones, iPads, and PCs. Microsoft is keeping this beta rather limited, though, and requiring players to be invited to participate in the testing phase. Basically, it's their time to test and learn, and they'll send out more invites on a continuous basis to players in all 22 supported countries, evaluate feedback, continue to improve the experience, and support for more devices. This is the first time Xbox streaming has been available on iOS devices after the service launched exclusively on Android phones and tablets last year. Microsoft wasn't able to offer xCloud on iPhones or iPads during the initial launch phase of the service back in September to Apple's restrictions of cloud gaming. Both Apple and Microsoft got into a public war over xCloud, and Apple initially insisted that Microsoft would have to submit individual games for review, and then Apple eventually offered a compromise to allow cloud gaming apps to run on iOS and individually review games. But Microsoft branded it as a bad experience for consumers. So there's a war here, and Looks like it looks like iOS is gonna win the war, shall we say? But which is good. I mean, Xbox is saying, "Hey, we want to be able to get on your smartphones. We want to be able to get on your PCs. We want to be able to get onto your tablets."
hmm
And that's a great gaming experience at the end of the day. I mean, you can be on the go and play.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story here is that Microsoft and Apple have been at each other's throats for a long time, and now Tim Cook's picking with Facebook, but Apple and Microsoft have been just bitter rivals for so long. And you're right, the platform from a mobile perspective to be on it really is it really is iOS, right? Just to be on that platform and to be able to have that breadth of a user base. Uh, that's probably something that Microsoft has just been hoping for. They can finally figure this all out. They can finally, hug and make up and those kind of things. And for the fact that now that the xCloud is being offered in a beta uh, standpoint right now, so not it's not hasn't been rolled out completely to a whole bunch of folks, but very limited beta. But this is just definitely a step in the right direction, some progression in terms of these companies collaborating, these companies deciding that we're better together as opposed to fighting. It's all about money at the end of the day, true. But just the fact that now users of one particular mobile platform now have access to this large gaming platform, I think that's huge for the consumer, and that's really, I think, the story that I wanted to talk about. Because I know you're a Sony, you're a PlayStation person, right? You utilize that platform, but Xbox, XCloud, Microsoft, they've got some decent games. I don't play a lot of games, Isaiah. My son doesn't even play a lot of Xbox games anymore. But but again, that's an untapped market from the mobile perspective. And for them now to have the access and the capability to get into all of these iOS handhelds, that's good financial sense right there. So keep your eyes on their stocks. Don't do it unless no, I'm not a financial planner. I don't pretend to play one on the internet either, but it may be something very interesting to take a look at moving forward as the financials start rolling out about this type of activity and this type of venture. So,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not a Xbox person, but for Microsoft to be able to say, "Let's get in this game with our PCs," and even allowing Apple to do it, I think that this is a great move for them because
mhm.
how do you compete with the PS5? I mean, this is the way you compete with the PS5, being able to put it on people's
That's a
phones
good point. Yeah.
and putting it on people's tablets. This is how you compete. I mean, can you imagine your kids at the doctor's office with you or at the grocery store? Their mindset is going to be, um, their mind is going to be, you give them a phone and they can play their favorite Xbox game. PlayStation doesn't allow that. So I think that, that's a great way to compete. It's a good move for Microsoft. And it now makes a kid say, I want an Xbox as opposed to a PS5, which PS5s are still not in stores yet. So that's,
hmm
I mean, so some people are still struggling with that. So I think that that's a good move on their end. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, that whole supply and demand curve, right? I mean, just the fact that the PS5 has been unavailable for so long, the the FOMO, the fear of missing out on that is going to start waning because now there's another alternative that not only can be played at home but can also be played mobilely and while you're remote. That's
Something to think
Sony
about.
needs to get it together and get their and get their platforms out there rolling. I know there's a global chip shortage, right? I know all about that, and just chips and drives are on a major constraint right now. But Sony still needs to get this together and get their platforms and
I'm
their consoles rolling
surprised,
out.
and I know COVID shut a lot of things down,
Yeah.
for a lot of people. But I'm really surprised. At first it was really like, well, it's the holidays. It was really, supply demand, like you said earlier. You were the lucky kid if you got the Willy Wonka golden ticket. But now you're in April and people still can't get, they still can't get the toy. And it's like, what do you do? So, um, yeah, that's interesting. Um, Switching gears a little bit. What are your thoughts on um air tags?
Uh, I worry about Tile because I was a early user of Tile, and folks, if I'm sure you know. Okay, so you want to go about you want to go on the Samsung story. Yeah, I worry about Tile because they were really one of the first companies that started these location aware beacons that you would put in your bag, you would attach to your keys or something of that nature. They really weren't intrusive when Tile came out with them, right? It really was just a short wave, short range, back and forth signal that said this is where that device is, but there wasn't any movement of data outside of you, outside of your mobile device or your desktop and other folks. But now these smart tags and these air tags, right? The stuff that Samsung is doing and stuff that Apple is doing, man, that starts getting into a whole different privacy conversation. So long answer short, I like the technology because I don't know if my mom is watching. She's always using her keys. And as soon as these air tags and some of these tiles come out, I'm gonna definitely get her one of these so she'll never lose her keys again, hopefully. But I like the technology. I don't like where it's. Let me take that back. I do like where it's going. I like what Apple is doing in terms of being forward thinking and conscious in terms of the privacy perspective. But I can see where this could turn into something that gets used inappropriately by someone with the with bad intentions and ill intentions. So
All right. So for the ones that are not familiar, can you tell them what tile air tags and smart tags
yeah,
are before I go into the store?
yeah. So gosh, I wish I don't have one with me, but it essentially is a
Tracking device.
an item that tracking device that you would attach to your keys or I'd put them in my photo bag. I'd put them in my I'd give one to my mom to attach to her keys that allows you to have a location finder, right? So you would attach it to your keys. You'd sync it up with an application on your mobile device and say these are my keys and here they are. If you were to ever lose them, you could actually do a GPS location on that particular item, and it would beep and tell you exactly where it is. So if you lost your keys underneath your car seat, you didn't know that, you could turn on the Tile application, say find my keys, send out a notification beep, and it would start beeping, and then you can go find it. That was it for Tile. That was all that they did. There was no other intelligence built into that particular item, and that was why it was so wildly um, popular. One reason that it was not very popular is because after a while, the batteries would run dead. So the first ones, after they ran dead, after maybe a year or so, they're garbage. You had to go out and buy some new ones.
Gotcha.
Tile learned after that you know what, okay, we're going to do a recycle or renew program. So after about a year, they would then say, okay, after this one blows up, after this one dies, you can subscribe, and at a lower cost we'll ship you a new one. So that's how this whole personal location beacon started.
Gotcha. All right. So
Now you tell
basically,
us about what's going on now.
so Samsung has announced that they want to make sure that nobody's tracking you with its smart tags, and we're going to talk about air tags shortly when James goes into his whole Apple.
Oh, I'm gonna go into it.
Yeah, he's going to go into all the things that happen.
Matter of fact, I'm about to buy some more Apple stock right now. Y'all better get on this stash. I was at stash party right now, so I'm sorry.
So
Hold on, let me get
Samsung
some
has
more of this
announced
Apple.
that customers will soon be able to scan for unknown Galaxy Smart Tag trackers using the Samsung Smart Things Find services. Um, Users will be able to scan the nearby area for smart tags that don't belong to them but that are moving along with them. The feature could be a big win for safety, providing an easy way to make sure that nobody's tracking you with the tiny smart tag that they slipped in your backpack, purse, coat, pocket, or etc. And it's a nice feature if you're concerned about the privacy or security implications of the towel-like tracking devices. Samsung has also announced that its assistant Bixby will gain the ability to find smart tags. And if you placed a smart tag on a certain item and named it, you'll be able to use Bixby to find that tag. Um, so if you got a
Nobody
smart tag,
uses Bixby anymore.
yeah, I was about to say nobody uses Bixby,
Nobody uses Bixby.
but if you got a smart tag on your keys, you can say, "Hi Bixby, where are my keys?" and it will set off the tag ringer. Apple currently has the feature of a similar to unknown tags in their beta, and it seems like it would be a natural fit for the company long rumored AirTags item trackers. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's what if you're trying to track that girlfriend and she doesn't know that you just dropped a tag in her purse? You know, I mean, I can't
So
see a man. I
I
can't
mean,
see
so,
a man
but no,
slipping.
see, there you go, right? There's a whole different thought. I never thought of something like that, but there's the whole different type of use case, I guess, for these location trackers. That could be the new club.
Where you at? You know,
That's not good, brother.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you supposed to be at the house. Why you out there in them streets? Oh my God, that's just all bad. That's just all bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Tao was going before Congress today or the FCC today to talk about some things. I'm not sure how that went today, but I know that this is something that um, they have to figure out. I mean, you want to give people safety, and like I said, it's a great thing because if you have, like you said, you have your camera bag attached. Someone you're taking photos, somebody grabs your bag, they're gone. Poof. You can literally pull up your app, you can search for it, and it'll pull up, and you're good to go. So
Hmm.
I think that's. I mean, and when I say good to go, is you can find your stuff if that makes sense. Someone grabs
Yep.
your and it's connected on to your bag or it's inside of your bag. I think people will find it. That's a great use case. But then, like I said, look at the flip side where you have somebody that is doing it in a negligent way or in a stalkish type of way. Um,
Hmm.
you could probably put the Bixby in your kid's car and say, "Well, I told you not to go here," and you can pull up and you can literally track. T-Mobile has a little tracking device that you can put into your car, and it can tell you all the locations that it went. But I mean, you could save that T-Mobile money and just buy you a $29 tag and pull up the
Hmm.
app and you see where you're at. So, I don't know.
1 second. I am sending some folks who want to know about trying to help folks get some money here. The stash stock party right now. Every Wednesday. I don't know if you notice. I know I seem like I have ADHD sometimes, but every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time is when the stock party starts. So it's an opportunity if you're a member of Stash to actually get some incremental stock of whatever company they're talking about that particular week. And I've got a status that goes off right in the middle of every time we're talking during the show, and you lose me literally until I get my stock. So I'm back, but I'm helping some other folks that want to get in on this. So
So while you're
trying to do
helping, I'm
trying to do right.
frustrated because my stream is still not live.
I,
I know you're
I hear it
live.
in I hear it in your
Yeah,
voice too, but
it's
I hear
like,
it in your
yeah,
voice.
this is not good, brother. Like this is not good at all. Did you send me that other link about? You said The Verge had it about your Apple event because, like I said, I can pull up the other one, but um, I don't think you sent it. Let me see if I can. In the meantime,
Yeah,
it's
try to pull
between.
one up from TechCrunch.
That is the one from TechCrunch that we had the issue with.
See if it's still giving you dark mode.
Yeah, dark mode. Yeah. So this is the big event. I'm going to see if I can pull another article while he's talking about his illustrious event.
Oh my god.
James, was basically at the virtual press conference, basically as each product was probably being announced. He was probably
Yes.
saying, "Yep, I want this. Yep, I want that. Yep, I'm gonna get this, and yep, I'm gonna get that." All the way until he got to the purple iPhone and said, "Nah, I don't need that one." So, with that being said, Apple came out with some products yesterday. It's called the Spring Loaded Event, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and get queued up, get your coffee right, because I'm about to put you on the main screen. I'm just gonna set you up because I'm gonna let you rant as long as you want because
Not
this
going to be
is
that long, brother. It's not going to be that long.
because yesterday was your day, and I expect a full review of everything that you thought was hot, and maybe even some of the disappointments that you saw as well. So I'm setting you up, and
Okay.
then I'm going to throw up the alley oop, and now it's on you to slam dunk it, and then I'll get the article for you. All right.
You're going to be in the back of the house there, multitasking, trying to figure why your stream isn't live. That's what you're going to be doing. All right. Yeah, Tim Cook went out there and did his thing. Everything is virtual now, which is unfortunate. But to start off, Apple has always had the most amazing production value for their events. From the days of when Steve Jobs was just standing there and wowing folks with just his use of the English language, just having presentations, not having a lot of words on there, just having pictures and starting the cult of Mac. That's why so many people fell in love with the platform, the ease of use and things of that. Tim Cook has taken it to a whole nother level with the production value now that they're remote. So if you haven't watched it, even if you're not an Apple fan, just watch it for the cinematic abilities and capabilities that Apple does. This is the way that you really are to give an event, especially a virtual event. Their spring-loaded event, a lot of us who kind of watch the company and watch the organization, what they put out, we kind of knew that it was going to be focused on iPads, focused on the AirTags as well. So their tracking beacons, their location beacons. They came out with a couple of other things which were okay. I'm very lukewarm on this overall because just being an Apple fanatic and just being an Apple person who's within the ecosystem, we always want to have more than they give us. That we always want that old one more thing. They started out the presentation talking about the Apple Card. So I've got the Apple Card, and it really is the most streamlined use of a financial credit card out there. Having the ability to be completely virtual, be completely mobile, not even have to carry your card anymore, being able to transact at different organizations and different companies with the mobile platform is phenomenal. Apple really is changing the game in terms of how they're doing their credit card. They announced the ability to have family accounts. So essentially you can have your kids and your spouse part of your account, and you can divvy up balances. You can divvy up how much other people spend on a particular card, allowing those other folks to actually build up their credit rating and their credit usage as well. So not just like I have with my Target account, right? So I have a Target card. I share that with my daughter, but she doesn't get any benefit from that from a FICO perspective. With what Apple has done with Apple Card Family, that actually would allow her to build up proper credit utilization and things like that. So
now let me ask you
that
this
was pretty.
let me ask you this
Yeah,
before you go any further. With this Apple
yeah,
Card, can you use it for gas, food, or any other type of purchase?
yeah. It's a regular. Yeah, it's a regular credit card.
Or is it only Apple purchases?
No, and that's a good question to ask. I mean, no, it's a regular credit card. You can use it everywhere. I use it when I take my wife out to dinner because we normally go ahead and order off of the big plate. We don't mess around a lot of times, so I got to pull out the Apple Card sometime. But no, it's a regular credit card backed by Barclays. So yeah, you use it any and everywhere.
Okay. So the
Oh,
Apple Card was that? Would you say that was the biggest announcement, saying that you could work on your credit as well as the other person that you attach or the family's credit?
no,
Would you say that was the biggest event? I mean, the biggest
what?
announcement.
No, it wasn't the biggest announcement, but again, it was something different. It was what Apple does, right? It was something that we didn't think that we needed or wanted, but they gave it to us, right? Because no one ever thought that they would do something like that, of being able to share and collaborate and 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 benefit each person's FICO score by utilizing one credit card. No. Visa isn't thinking about that. American Express isn't thinking about. No other credit card provider is thinking like that from a financial perspective. So again, just like when they took the headphone jack out of the phone, a lot of folks still had complaints about that, and there was a lot of griping and moaning. But that's typical Apple, of trying to give you what you need before you actually think you need it. I just think that what they did with that is just, again, thinking outside of the box. Apple Podcasts was another announcement that they did. It actually hasn't fully launched until next week, but they are going to be relaunching the application, and they are actually going to start allowing subscriptions. That's huge for content creators. So as opposed to going outside to, and I don't want to throw anyone on the bus, but to an Anchor or to a Spotify or to a Spreaker or to all these other platforms, every time you hear someone talk about find my podcast, where do they say first? They always say, catch me on Apple Podcasts. Even though they're on Google, even though they're on iHeartRadio or Spotify, they always say, catch me on Apple Podcasts. But that's the one that folks are positioning all the time. Apple Smart, they say, okay, for you content creators, we're going to offer subscriptions. The challenge with this, though, Apple's going to get their money. I think Apple said they were going to take 15% of the off the top. So just like app creators that are in the App Store, Apple's going to take the 15% off the top of everyone who subscribes to your podcast. Yeah, that can, that's real money.
So when you're talking about the podcast, this is literally the same thing as, like you said, it's the Anchor, but it's just their own version, shall we say, of their podcasting. So this is no different from what Facebook is trying to do right now that we spoke on earlier. It's just drive the.
No, this is in direct competition or similarity to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. I think Tidal has podcasts as well. But excuse me, there's two apps on the iPhone. There's one for Apple Music, and there's one for podcasts. They split that out not too long ago. So now, again, when they relaunch this next week, the Apple Podcast app is going to allow your listeners to actually subscribe directly to you, and you're going to get the revenue from that minus 15% because that's going to go directly to Apple. Because that's going to go to Apple, yeah.
They'll get 85, you get 15, which is not a bad cut. I mean, they're hosting the platform. You're not paying for it. I mean, is there a subscription for you to have or host your podcast on there?
No, it's true. They're doing all the heavy lifting. But again, it can get to be real money after a little bit of a while.
But somebody like a Gary Vaynerchuk or Steve Harvey or
Joe Rogan or somebody, yeah,
somebody like that. 15% is a lot. But like look at The Athletic. They have some stuff. NPR News. I mean, that's some real heavy money. But somebody that's starting out, that's a small business owner or someone that's building, 15% really isn't a lot. I mean, you're getting 85% of the cut. YouTube doesn't even give you 85%. So I think YouTube.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
YouTube is taking more than than what they're offering. So I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, they got to get paid something when they're hosting the platform. They're allowing you to subscribe, and they're also they're giving you the platform. They're allowing you to subscribe. You probably promote other things on that platform as well, and all they're asking for is 15%. I think that's
all right. Look at you. You got me cutting them slack.
I'm non-biased when it comes to this. I mean, I'm not biased towards this. I'm just looking at it from a fair perspective. It's like they have to make money too. They're not going to just create a platform and to say we're not going to make any money. I just think the bigger that you are, you know, the less favorable it will be for you. But quite naturally, everybody wants to be the number one.
And that's exactly how it is on the App Store as well, right? The more more than $1 million, right, in revenue that you get per month. Yes, per month on the App Store, they actually pull more of a cut from you. So
yeah.
All right, so podcasts.
Okay.
Purple iPhones. the 12 Pro and the 12 Mini, they announced them in a new color. They announced them in purple, which is nice. I think my daughter wants to upgrade and get a purple phone. Purple's her favorite color. So came out of the blue again. And normally they will do something for Project Red, and they've already got that. But purple is the new iPhone color that has come out for the 12 Pro and the 12 Mini.
So
the Apple TV.
So baby, before you go forward with the Apple 12, is it any need for anybody to want to go out and buy this purple iPhone? What's so special about the Apple 12 phone? I mean,
it's pretty.
Outside that is purple and it looks like bun.
It's pretty. That's it, brother. There's no newness to the phone. It's the same 12 Pro and it's in the same 12 Mini. They just added a new color. That's all. That's all.
That's it.
That's it. Just add it to the collection, right? You know, a new color in the arsenal.
Well, as you're talking about this stuff, I'm trying to bring all of this stuff up so people can see what it actually looks like. So I want to be fair. Like I said,
you're working hard back there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm
working hard back there.
Like I said, it is what it is at this point. So, yeah, there you go. There's your phone.
All right. Okay, I'll talk slow on the next one.
No. I just want people to see the phone. So it's nothing new. So if you already have an 11, there's no need to go out and get the 12 because you guys are going to have another Apple event at the end of the year, right?
Correct.
And right now, this phone is going for the Mini starts at $729 with your carrier discount, or start at $829. For the iPhone 12, or $799 if you activate it on a carrier when you buy it. And the iPhone 12 Mini starts at $729. So, but there's no need to jump out there and go get it unless you just want a purple iPhone.
Yeah, if you've got an 11 and if you live in an area that has quality 5G connectivity, that could be a compelling reason. That would be the real only reason, right? There's always camera updates, right? So that functionality is always there as you upgrade phones. It doesn't matter what platform, Android or iOS. But to be honest with you, a lot of folks don't really take advantage of all the camera capabilities anywhere. But I would say the only compelling reason, if you have a less than 12 iPhone and you live in an area that has quality 5G connectivity where you frequent, that would be a reason to go ahead and get an upgrade. Outside of that, nah.
Okay.
I'll talk about the Apple TV. The Apple TV was another one that kind of far reached for me. So the Apple TV is a set-top box that allows you to have a consolidated selection of all of your streaming subscriptions. So you can actually have your Apple TV Plus subscription, your Netflix, your Discovery, all of those streaming services, right, can all fit into the Apple TV box, and you can activate them from that one particular box. It'll plug into any television via HDMI cable. They've already had the Apple TV 4K. What they did was just add in the new A12 chip, and the A12 chip provides high frame rate in HDR. So it provides higher clarity at high, much better picture quality almost irregardless of the TV that you have. Now you can't have a tube TV. You can't have an old school CRT that you got to kick every now and then to still turn it on. But if you've got a relatively modern television set, high frame rate that supports high frame rate in HDR, that this could be beneficial to you. I think it's a reach, to be honest with you. So if you've already got the Apple TV 4K, the current one, going out and buying this new one with the A12 chip is just I'm gonna say it's just a waste move. You don't need it. Again, I mean, a lot of times you can't see the difference. Be honest with you. You can see the difference between 480p and 720 and 1080, but 1080 to 4K, it's hard to really see the difference a lot of times on a lot of streaming services because not everyone is even broadcasting in 4K. A lot of times you'll only get sporting events, Super Bowl or World Series or whatever, those types of things that are actually broadcasting in 4K. I know Netflix has some of their programs that are broadcasting in 4K, and you can see the difference there. But for the most part, right now, not everyone needs to go out and pay $179 or whatever the price is for this Apple TV 4K with the A12 chip. There were a couple of other items that were added into this device that make it very neat for color balance and calibration and things of that nature. But again, those are really not something that I think the majority of folks are going to be doing. It's kind of more those video files. The folks are kind of on the bleeding edge of wanting to make sure that they're
Okay, here we go. My patience is starting to run very slim with vMix right now because I don't know why he's freezing up.
go out and get this.
Yeah, I don't know why, and my patience is running slim with vMix right now. And I know he's gonna have a field day next month because he's gonna be able to stream. He's gonna be able to stream seamlessly with eCam, and it makes
shouts out to eCam. Shouts out to the eCam family. Let me throw that up there right there.
Hey, look, at this point, I'm gonna just put you on the screen and let you just rub it in because I am just so I'm not happy.
I can hear it in your voice too, man. I can hear it in your voice.
This is one of those.
I'm gonna move quickly. I'm gonna move quickly through these Apple announcements.
You know what? At this point, I'm willing to eat crow right now.
Crow, eat it, boy.
Yeah, because PC
ain't even gonna get no.
PC is not my friend right now, and I'm gonna let iOS have like the moment iOS knew that the moment vMix and PC knew that you guys had your event, it said we're not gonna play fair today. So, I'm just going to let you have it. I'm going to be the first person on the screen to just go ahead and say, we don't want to act right today. We don't want to play fair. We want to freeze up on the Mac man.
Freeze up on the Mac man. I'm gonna use that as the audio clip for the Instagram audiogram.
Right now, I'm feeling really bad. So.
Oh, it's all good. All right, let me move on. We already talked about AirTags. Let me talk about
but I think the
new
AirTags might be cool for you to talk about that for what you guys are doing because I think the price. What do you think of the price point for the AirTags? What do you think about what is it? They're giving you the AirTags, but then you have to purchase another accessory. Is that right?
No. So each AirTag is $29. So each one is $29, and then you can buy a pack of 4 for $99.
Come on, y'all. Come on, stop it. So basically, he has AirTags. Basically, they got introduced yesterday. Why this computer is freezing up on me?
Yeah, a little watching this drinking this dark liquor right here. Got your boy coughing a little bit. There's a Hermes leather holder for the AirTags. that costs 4 times as much as an AirTag in and of itself.
Well, you're paying for the name.
Which I thought, man, look, I don't need Hermes leather when I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I don't know how you spell it. There's supposed to be an accent over the E, whatever. That's just straight bougie, brother. I don't need all of that. But I was happy when I found out that actually Belkin and some other companies came out with the accessories already, which were down in the normal price range as opposed to how much was the Hermes one? Hold on, I'm gonna look now. I got me curious about this, but
while you're talking about it, I'll find it.
Okay. So again, it'll allow you to utilize the Find My network on the iOS device, and will allow you to find your device if you lose it. So it'll actually show up with a graphical display and a user map on your phone as you walk and get closer to your lost item. So that's pretty convenient. The challenge with the
but it looks like it's only the bag charm. Apple and Hermes introduced the AirTag Hermes, featuring an elegant assortment of handcrafted leather accessories, including the bag charm, key ring, travel tag, luggage tag. Hermes accessories will be sold with a custom engraved AirTag based on the brand's iconic Cloud Day Sell signature.
You better can't even say it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like it's French, so okay.
It's something like that.
Cloud to sell.
Here it is: AirTag Hermes key ring starting at $349.
Just for the key tag by itself, what you're telling me?
Just for the leather piece in orange. $349 just for the leather piece to go around the AirTag from Hermes.
It ain't that serious, man.
That's highfalutin, brother.
It's not that serious. Outside of
and apparently the H is silent. Hermes. Gotta talk. Hermes. See how I roll the R's there? Yeah.
Hermes.
That's all the years of Spanish that I took, being able to roll them R's. Hermes.
Can you roll the R?
Appreciate you for the Enough of that. That's what that is. We already talked about AirTags. We already talked about location tracking devices. So Apple's coming out with those. My initial issue with it was that the Find My network is going to be intertwined. So essentially, you can. If you had an iPhone, I could have you help me find my missing device, and you could actually see that device where it was, right? I can grant you permission to help me find this device. So Apple's forward thinking in terms of privacy, and I'm sure that they're already considering ways to not let this get out of hand and not let this become an issue. But again, there's a possibility that something like this could get misused, in the wrong hands. Moving along, M1 Max came out, and that's the iMac desktop device, the desktop computer from Apple. The iMac has been wildly popular. That was the first one that started back in the day with the multicolors, and you guys have all seen them. The iMacs, they've started with the smaller screens, and now they moved up to a 24-inch display on the iMac, 4.5K, so 4K Retina display on these things, which is insane. Gotta love that. We being the Apple purists, wish that they were bigger screens than just 24K. Than just 24 inches. So probably at the end of the year, when Apple typically will do that next announcement, there'll be a 27-inch display, and I think we'll see more and more folks gravitate towards that one as opposed to this 24-inch one. They finally upgraded the internal camera from a 720p camera to actually a 1080p FaceTime camera. So that's been something that we've griped about for a long time. They finally did that, which is cool. And added some different technology, some pretty groundbreaking technology in terms of the audio. So actually got some great speakers and tweeters and woofers that actually push a lot of resonant sound, apparently, through this very thin device to not necessarily need any external speaker monitor. So I think that's pretty cool. It's got a 3 mic array with beam forming. So what that essentially means is you won't have the one person talking and one person being cut off while you're talking on like Zoom calls or something. There's actually technology built into the microphones with the 3 mic array and the beam forming to allow clearer audio distribution and disbursement. So that's cool. The colors are different. I saw Marquise Bradley, actually, he did a review on these and he just came right out and said the colors were ugly. I don't think they're ugly. I think they're different, and I don't have a problem with the colors. It's more of a bold color on the back. Yeah, but see, you think about this. Here's the thing. It's more of a bold color on the back and a muted color on the front, but a lot of us don't even see the back. So I would much rather have the cool, bold orange or the bold blue or that bold purple or whatever on the front so I can see it, as opposed to the muted color on the front. Again, we're nitpicking, but
these are the ones that's on the screen right now. I don't know if you see it or not, but it looks like it's on the front. It looks like it's.
So it's actually muted on the front, though. It's not as bold of a. Okay, it's definitely a different contrast on the back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But again, that's being nitpicky. They did a magnet-enabled power cord.
In all fairness, before you switch to the magnet cord, in all fairness, Mac has always been, just a mute gray, if that makes sense. It's always been one color. So white or gray.
Space gray, they're space gray is what they call it.
I've never seen them have black. I've never seen them have anything special unless you went out and got a customized, what's the word I'm looking for? A customized a monitor or piece. Well, it's not a PC, but a customized device. Let's just put it that way. But now, like you said, there's people that are creative and they want that, if that makes sense. They want that. They want that different look, shall we say, to say, hey, mine is uniquely mine, not yours, as opposed to everyone else that has gray or white.
Yeah, they haven't done that since the original iMac. The old G3 is what they call it. They haven't done it since then. So, I mean, the color scheme is welcome. Again, just nitpicking in terms of just the mute versus the more contrasty on the back. What I was saying about the magnet power supply, again, thinking of things that you didn't think you needed, but they're going to give it to you. So how many times have you walked past your PC or more likely your laptop, and accidentally tripped over the cord and darn near knocked your whole laptop off of the table? Apple came first with these MagSafe type of connection points, and now they're introducing that into the desktop, which is cool. They've actually also integrated the Ethernet connection into the power supply because the thing is so thin. I think it's 11 centimeter. It's very thin. So there's actually not even a way to connect an Ethernet port to the back of one of these. So they've integrated it into the power supply.
Okay.
It's cool. Again, thinking of things that you didn't think you need, and they're making it happen. Still the same type of pricing though, $1,200 to about $1,500 for these. Yeah, you're paying that Apple Premium, but if you don't need one right now, folks, wait till the end of the year for the larger screens. The 24s are nice, they're okay, but you're gonna want that larger display. You just are. And especially if they're coming in this type of form factor.
What about the CPU and the GPU? How is that? I mean, it's an 8-core CPU and 8 gigabyte of unified memory. Is that enough for streaming?
Yes. So this is the M1 processor with the whole system on a chip. So the GPU and the 8-core processing is all on the same chip. That's what I'm using on my Mac Mini right now. And I can tell you that this thing is a monster. compared to the Intel chips, it's just a monster in terms of performance. Uh, very, very low heat, right? So my fan does not come on at all. So when I was using my laptop to run streams, my fan would come on and it would just be a huge distraction. I leave this machine on all day, all night, and I have no issues from a performance perspective. Yeah, I do have the highest 16 gigs of RAM in it. But again, thinking of Apple versus PC, you think differently about some of those system requirements, right? 16 gigs of memory in a Mac is far sufficient for everything that you're doing compared to what you would need on a PC. You're probably running 64 gig or something on your box, right? 32 to 64 on
32.
yours.
32.
Okay, but see, you're running double that, and no, it's just a whole different type of concept. It's also, again, it's like electric vehicle conversations versus a internal combustion engine conversation, just different conversation. So, so that's that. M1 Max came out. Wait till the 27s come out, unless you just have to go out and get it right now, or April 30th when they actually become available.
So let me ask you this: on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the event?
6.
And why?
I will never give anyone a 10 because I always say that you can always strive for better. So the highest I would give someone would be a 9. But I say this was a 6 because in terms of the iMacs, would have loved to seen the 27s. In terms of the Apple TV, just that A12 chip and providing that high frame rate in HDR. Again, that's not something that everyone's going to jump onto. A new color for a phone. That's just, it's not enough, right? Folks are, even though we just got the 12, folks still are hungry. We're hearing rumors about a 13 and different size notches and different capabilities. We wanted to hear that. That's just being selfish as a consumer of the Apple products. The Apple Card, not as sexy, but pretty functional and pretty usable. The thing that got them to a 6 for me was the iPad Pro having the M1 chip in it. Now, that's ridiculous for a tablet to now have this M1 chip in it. So blazing fast, high performant, incredibly bright and capable in terms of what the display will provide. Only on the 12.9 inch one, so not on the 11 inch one. But you can have 2 terabytes of storage in a iPad Pro now. That's 2 good. Terabytes of storage local on a tablet. Come on, man.
That's good.
That's off the chain, brother.
Yeah,
that's the thing that got me out of the entire thing. Really, that was the thing that got me. Just having a tablet with this high performance processor and 2 terabytes of storage capable.
But here's the thing: are you going to upgrade for that, or are you going to wait to the?
I don't need to. Well, no. See, I've got the iPad Pro already, 12.9, the current version with the original chip in it now. I don't need that. So I know I put a post out on Facebook saying I got some old Apple gear for sale right now, but that was just a joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not selling anything. I'm not upgrading. It was just jokes, right? Baby. That was just jokes.
That guy is brutal right there.
I do have one thing. I do have a laptop that I'm gonna sell, but I think I'm gonna do that on that one service that we talked about last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not Beeper, was it?
No. I forgot what it was, but I'll find it. But yeah, I'm just going to trade it into them and get my couple of. I think it was $250 they were willing to give me for it. So,
hey, yeah, that's $250 going towards your subscriptions, as I will always say. by all means, take advantage of it. So that was the Apple event. Was there anything else that we want to cover? Because I want to make sure I was not biased. I want to make sure I was fair. I want to, hey.
You feeling vulnerable today, bro. You feeling vulnerable, brother. I'm all good. I'm all good. You gave me a lot of time to talk about that. I hope it was entertaining and engaging and enlightening for folks. I normally don't talk that much. I'm normally just a guy that coming in with the ad libs and the rants, but I wanted to give you guys all that information so you can see that.
Look, you're entitled to it twice a year, shall we say. I mean, it's Apple. You're
Yeah.
entitled to your rant.
Twice a year. Twice a year.
Yeah,
So in September, I'm gonna do it one more again.
right. One more again. You get it. You get it one more again, and after that, it's like, all right, that's enough, bro. Like,
Yeah.
end them.
Sit down.
All right.
Go ahead and sit down.
So switching gears a little bit, I gave this to you at the last minute. Amazon palm readers coming to Whole Food checkouts. I mean, now we're really talking about some real technology here. I mean, it's the beginning stages of how do you word it? It's the beginning stages of everything being biometrical or biometric.
Now you just need a chip plug implanted in you, right?
It might be in the vaccine. No shade. So, basically, real quick, Amazon palm readers are coming out to the Whole Food checkouts. Basically, Amazon said it will be adding its Amazon One palm readers to 7 Whole Food stores in Seattle over the coming months. The devices were previously only available as a payment option in a dozen of its brick-and-mortar Amazon Go stores. To sign up for the payment option, you got to first hover your hand over the device's scanner and then give the machine your credit card information, which Amazon then links to your biometric data. And after you signed up, you can pay at any Amazon One kiosk by allowing the machine to scan your palm. Thousands of people have already signed up for the system, and it remains unclear, however, if any other third-party companies have access to those thousands of users. So now are you selling my data? Okay.
Yeah.
And so that could raise security and privacy concerns. So while palm readers don't collect the same data as face scanners, Amazon track record with handling biometric data still remains highly controversial following public uproar over its use of facial recognition technology, which lets cops track faces. So I don't know, man. I mean, can you just see yourself going into an Amazon store eventually, or Whole Foods? Can you see that for yourself? And saying, hey,
So I've had the fortunate pleasure of actually going to the original Amazon's Go stores in Seattle. Okay. I've been in there and I've used the application as it stood previously to pay. You walk in, you scan the application, then the doors open. You can walk in, you pick something up off of the shelf, grab all your stuff, you walk out, and it charges you. There's no other scanning. You just scan to get in. That's a trip. Now, how did they do that? Yeah, they got you look up. They got cameras watching you all over the place, and it really is weird, ingeniously weird, and it's slightly uncomfortable, right? Because again, you got folks that are around that work there, and they're restocking shelves and all that, and just there to help you out find stuff and get accustomed to the technology. But walking in the store, picking something off of the shelf, and then as you just walk out and you don't go and to register, and as soon as you walk out the door, 2 minutes later, you get a notification on your Amazon account that you've been charged for this sandwich that you picked up. I thought that was weird, but
before you do that, before you go further, let me ask you: you pick up the sandwich and you walk out the store and it charges you, or you pick up the sandwich, you put it in your bag, and then it starts to ring it up, and it does not charge you. Does it charge you when you walk out, or does it start ringing it up and charging you as you're picking the items up?
Yeah, it charges you when you leave. Because say you pick up something and you say, you know what, I picked up a 12-ounce Pepsi. Oh, you know what, I want a 12-ounce Coke. So you can go put that back and then pick up the Coke or whichever one that you actually meant to buy. And you don't actually get charged until you walk through those glass doors. And then it hits your Amazon linked account, credit card that you have. So phenomenal in terms of the capabilities that they have, but again, it's just very next gen. It's definitely Jetsons, brother. It's definitely to that Buck Rogers kind of thing. Now you talked about reading my palm, reading my fingerprint. I don't even have to pull my phone out. Now you're reading my biometrics. To when I walk in there, I just put my palm down, then the doors open. I pick up something, I put my palm down, and as I walk out, then you charge me. That's it's 100% identifiable, right? Again, no one else has the same fingerprints, no one has the same type of palm and thing in that than you do, so it can't be copied. But can it? Right? How many false positives are there? Um, I don't. I just don't know if it's ready to be completely rolled out to the masses yet. So I'm glad they're just only beta testing it in the core stores in Seattle, where they've got some controls to see actually how it works. Because they don't let a lot of people in those stores anyway. They're relatively small. Um, but again, just being able to go in, I've seen the technology work from the old school, the application that they have, but now coming out with the palm reading and doing that. Again, something like this, if it gets in the wrong hands, it could be. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think about security, and I do think about how technology is used for the good and for the evil and for the positive and for the bad. So you just have to be aware of those things. Case in point, while Tim Cook was on stage doing the Apple event, literally while he was doing that, a notice came out saying that a ransomware attack had been made at one of their providers in Taiwan, and was asking Apple to pay a ransom because we have all of this IP information now, all this intellectual property. So it doesn't matter if you're focused so much on privacy. It was, right? All right. The man is out there talking about privacy and new phones and new Apple TVs and all this. And literally, as soon as he went live, the notice went out that there was this evil hacking community that has grabbed some information from one of their providers, providers in Taiwan, and now is holding it ransom and has is starting to leak it out over the dark web. So that can happen to anybody. It happen to the big boys like Apple. It can happen to Amazon and the Googles and things like that. What's the worst that can happen with this? You get charged for a loaf of bread that you actually didn't buy. Someone else's.
Well, right now it's only in Amazon and Go Fresh and the Whole Food stores. But what happens?
Oh, and you know how much that bread is there too. That's that high end organic stuff too,
yeah.
Bruh.
But
That's
what I'm saying is, wait till it gets to Macy's and the big box retailers, or it starts going to your gas station. We're in the beginning stages of, like you said, that Jetsons era, and it's like it's coming whether you want to or not, or you want it to come or not. It's coming. Now, I think for us that are in our upper 40s and plus, we saw the Jetsons. But the kids that are born today, they're walking into the technology as if it's already normal. And so, and then their kids are going to have, where it's going to probably be already in their fingerprints as they're being born, shall we say. So we got a chance to see it on TV and like, oh, this is pretty cool. The escalator, the flying car, the phones, or talking to Mr. Spacely, through the TV screen, the Rosies, these things are just now starting to have its integrations in the community. But I mean, our kids or people that are having kids, in 2020, they're walking into this technology as if, what's the Jetsons? It's really more like, yo, this is what we do. And it's like, yeah, that was back in the early 80s. And look at where we are 20, 30, 40 years later.
Not really that long ago, if you think about it.
Right.
Just in the short amount of time that technology has evolved, right? We've gone from reel to reel to 8-track to cassette to DVD to no physical media. Everything is now digital. Just looking at it from that perspective.
Right.
Use any analogy that you want, but again, now from a consumer perspective, no longer having to have money with you. I can walk into a store, I can show my palm, I can pick up what I want, I can walk out the door, and you got all these cameras and sensors watching me. And 2 minutes after I walk out the door, you're charging my account and you're sending me the receipt of what I picked up, and I didn't talk to anybody. That's pretty. It's amazing.
Already doing it, right?
Oh yeah, look, China,
China's
Look,
already doing
Asia,
it. This is
China,
new to
the
us.
Far East,
Yeah.
exactly. They're far more. I don't want to say advanced. They're just the regulations are different, right? So yeah, you're right. Those types of things are already there.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it's been an interesting day,
It has.
another interesting week, and that time has come to a close.
You all right,
But
brother? You all right?
no, I'm not. But we're gonna be all
I know.
right.
I can see it in you, man.
Yeah, we're
I can
talking
see it in
tech,
you.
and that's the beautiful thing. And when tech fails you, you get upset. You try not to get discouraged. Um, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's nothing like the
You
old
got
school,
it.
shall they say? But it's like you have to embrace. No, you have to embrace the
Yeah.
technology, and there's going to be a day where we're going to be able to laugh about this. But today, I'm not laughing. So I
You
mean,
not lying, ain't it?
it's one of those things where I knew that this was a big event for you. I wanted to be able to do a few things, and you
You
know,
did all right, brother. You did all right.
yeah. Now, my job is to make sure you look good. That if
That ain't
if
never
I
gonna happen.
if I make you look good, you're gonna make me look good. But this
There
technology,
are not enough Instagram filters out there to do that. But
the VMix did not do make me look good today. So we're gonna have a conversation with them boys over there in Australia and say, hey, look, why? But why?
help
So
me to help me.
right,
I tell
right.
you what. Let's end on a good note. On the 28th, and we are going to be doing something different.
Okay.
And I bring that up because I got I got some of them things. Just came in the mail today, so I need to do a review on this. Shouts out to the folks out at J5 Create. USB-C triple display docking station with 100-watt power adapter. This thing says 13 in 1. Oh my goodness, folks. This thing has, okay, what we got here? We got power, gig Ethernet, SD card, USB 3, 3.1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 USB 3 ports. Um,
Ethernet,
HDMI.
VGA.
Yeah, yeah. So 2 HDMI ports. VGA. VGA. Ain't nobody got VGA no more.
There's
Oh
not
well.
VGA at the end.
Yeah, it is. But so don't nobody have VGA ports anymore.
If you have a if you have a PC, you do.
I,
So
I
so
bring
is
that up
so is that for PC or is that for Mac?
for any platform. It's cross platform because it's just a USB C connection. So yeah. So I'm gonna unbox that, do a review on that. But on the 28th, as I was saying, we are actually going to do something different. We're going to do an IG live room with the J5 Curate team. We're not going to do it on YouTube. We're not going to do it on Facebook. We're going to do it on Instagram Live. We're going to have a 4-person room going. People can come in and engage and interact with us and their team. They're going to be showing off some of their brand new products that they've just launched. And I said let's do an IG room because let's just do something different. Not everyone's not trying to be like Versus, but you know what? Trying to do something a little different and be outside the norm. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, we'll pull down the audio and the video and we'll convert it into a YouTube stream. But either way, we're going to go out there and create some content. So definitely make sure you
So
subscribe to both of our.
this is before the show of next Wednesday. Is that correct?
This is, yes. So this is actually at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 28th on our Instagram feeds, and I'm actually creating the marketing promo tonight. I will shoot it over to you for review, and it's gonna be fun.
I love J5. J5 created. I've been rocking with them at CES since
Yeah.
2015,
Mm-hmm.
2014. I want to say. They
Yeah.
have some cool, innovative products. I need to get more, but I mean, but I mean, they have some great products. I highly recommend you guys to go to J5 Create. What is it? .us? Is that what it? That's their actual website, j5create.us.
Yeah, because they're
Um,
global. So yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So go there, see if some of their products make sense for you. They're here in Georgia, Kennesaw, which is the suburb of this of Atlanta. So they're about 15, 20 minutes outside of the city of Atlanta, and they're innovative. They're bringing you tech products that make sense, and I stand by them. So I mean,
There you go.
yeah, I look forward to this. I'm a little hesitant, but you have to embrace the technology, as they say. So before our show next Wednesday will be at 2:00 Eastern, 11:00 Pacific.
11:30 and 2:30. 11:30 and 2:30.
And 2:30. So 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on IG. Mine is I am Tallboy, and yours is James Hicks. Is that correct?
J Hicks.
All right, man. We're talking tech in the lab. That's my man. Any last words?
Keep your head up, brother. You did a good job.
Yeah, yes. All right. Well, we're talking tech. It's the lab. Thank you for watching.
Appreciate y'all.